Hello and welcome to your Club Everton Daily. The date is Wednesday, the 4th of January 2012. I'm Gray and I'm back. I know it's been a while since you've heard my voice, and let me just tell you, I'm very happy to be back doing this. If it's any consolation to you, it's been a while since I've heard my voice as well. I've been suffering from laryngitis the last few weeks. Such a shame when you get sick during the holidays, isn't it? But I still sound a bit ropey, excuse me, but I've got Lemsip on the go, and I'm getting close to full speed now. So that's about it. So let's get into what we're going to cover today. We're going to go through the news. And we're going to have an article of interest, which today is going to be from When Saturday Comes, the January 2012 edition, and it is Standing Back. If fans want to enjoy football on their feet and can do so safely, there's no need for draconian stewarding. That's an article written by Mr. Michael Glenister. That's coming up later on, but first of all, let's go through the news. Obviously, the big news coming up is the match tonight against Bolton. Here's the latest news from Everton ahead of this game. Everton manager David Moyes might be able to call upon Landon Donovan for tonight's match. It was announced back in December that Donovan was rejoining the Toffees on a 2-month loan deal from LA Galaxy, and the US international is now available for selection. Fellaini is still out with a abductor muscle injury. Seamus Coleman's having issues with his thigh, and Royston Drenthe is unwell. All three of those missed the 1-0 win at West Brom. Moyes said he has 1 or 2 knocks and a bit of illness to contend with, and that may pave the way for the first start for Victor Anichebe. Oh God. While we're on the topic there, I know people are, starting to clamour over Victor for his goal yesterday. And while it is good to see him actually contributing on his first match back, let's not forget the toil and the agony he caused us while he was fit last time, and all the temper tantrums and the like. Well, anyway, that's the squad news going up ahead of this game. Here's some more headlines. Everton supporters are going to be given the opportunity to pay their respects to Gary Ablett ahead of the FA Cup match with Tamworth on Saturday. The club examined the option of a period of silence tonight. However, after getting in touch with Gary Ablett's family, they expressed their wish to be in attendance for any tribute. So, taking those requests into account, the club have decided that they're going to do a tribute to Gary Ablett on Saturday instead ahead of the cup game, and Gary's family are going to be in attendance. Darren Griffiths, the media and publications manager at the club, released this statement. We've spoken to Gary's family over the last 2 days, and they've indicated they would like to come to Goodison Park on Saturday. In accordance with their wishes, we will now pay our respects to Gary before we play Tamworth. The players are, though, going to be wearing black armbands against Bolton, and 2 official books of condolence have been opened. One is at Everton 1 store, which is of course the store opposite Goodison Park, and another one in Everton 2, which is on South John Street in Liverpool 1. So if you want to sign either book, go to either of those stores. Gary, of course, died on New Year's Day after losing his battle with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. We pass on our condolences to Gary's friends and family. Alright then, so some more news. Italian club Sampdoria have signed Everton defender Shokram Mustafi. 19-year-old, only ever made 1 competitive appearance in Everton's shirt when he replaced Tony Hibbert during the Europa League match against Bate Borisov. The players represented Germany at under-17, under-19 and under-20, and will now line up for the Serie B club, following the club's relegation from the Italian top flight last season. He's left on a free transfer, apparently. In more transfers out of the club, it looks as if Jake Bidwell's going to be extending his loan at Brentford. He's made 5 appearances at Griffin Park, and he's been man of the match twice. However, Bidwell is due to return to Goodison after Saturday's trip to Tranmere. Manager, excuse me. Sorry, Bidwell has actually said that he's interested in extending the loan, and he's in talks with David Moyes. Now, from 2 transfers out, our final piece is about a potential transfer in. The Manchester Evening News is reporting that David Moyes is on alert to give Darren Gibson a way out of Old Trafford. Apparently Moyes is readying a bid for the Republic of Ireland international, who was close to joining Sunderland last summer. The deal fell through, and the 24-year-old has been left on the fringes for much of the season by Sir Alex Ferguson. Of course, getting a striker in is a serious issue here, so hopefully that gets addressed before we make moves with the likes of Darren Gibson. Anyway, that's the news for today. So we'll do our article of interest, which is, of course, Standing Back by Michael Glenister. Travelling fans who hanker after standing areas in all seats areas often mutter bitterly before grudgingly taking their seats. Around 100 Cardiff City fans defied this habit and took part in a boycott of the closing stages of their fixture at Leeds United on October 30th. The gripe seems to have focused on the ejection of a number of their fellow supporters for persistent standing. At £36 a ticket, it's easy to see why Cardiff fans may have felt aggrieved that they were not allowed to enjoy the game standing up. Some have since claimed that heavy-handed stewarding aggravated the problem. On the other hand, those in fluorescent jackets were only enforcing the rules set out in the ground regulations of Elland Road. In accordance with the Football Spectators Act of 1989, clubs in the two uppermost divisions of English football are required to provide a seat for every spectator. Nonetheless, it is not obligatory for those facilities to be used. While the Football League's model ground regulations suggest that persistent standing in seated areas should be prohibited, it's not in itself an offence. Indeed, the Department for Culture, Media and Sport explained in a letter to the Football Supporters Federation in 2008 that at no point has it been argued that the individual spectator commits a criminal offence by standing in the seating area. Subsequently, while many clubs forbid persistent standing in seated areas and are prepared to enforce such restrictions, plenty more take a more lenient approach. Wycombe Wanderers, who play in League One, currently retain a terraced home end at Adams Park, but only seating is available to away supporters. Club safety officer Richard Stamford argues that a practical interpretation is best for all parties. If necessary, we will intervene in cases where fans want to stand, but they are impeding the view of those who are seated, he said. But if they're doing it in a safe way and are not blocking any exits or walkways, then I see no problem. We try to take a common sense approach, and with my name on the safety certificate, I wouldn't allow anything that wasn't safe. Stamford believes that aggressive stewarding tactics can exacerbate any potential disturbances. We focus on customer service. I want every customer to leave Adams Park saying that they were treated well and treated fairly, win, lose or draw. I want them to say that it was an enjoyable experience, because ultimately we want them to come back. It doesn't cost us even to take a polite and sensible approach. Wycombe frequently receive praise from away fans who are impressed by the customer-orientated approach at Adams Park. The club was named Family Club of the Year in consecutive seasons in 2006 and 2007, and indeed in 2007-2008. Wanderers also included terracing in plans for a new stadium revealed earlier this year. The merits of a move away from Adams Park were contested by many supporters, and the relocation project was later dismissed by the council. Nonetheless, the club should be applauded for their intentions to follow the example of Morecambe, whose new Globe Arena incorporates standing sections. The FSF's Safe Standing campaign has been working for some time to encourage politicians to reconsider the legislation concerning terracing in the Football Spectators Act. Hugh Robertson, the Minister for Sport, responded earlier this year by indicating his willingness to consider arguments in favour of safe standing. The onus should be on the FSF, he said, to demonstrate that terracing could be reintroduced safely in English football stadiums in the top two divisions. In late 2010, the Safe Standing campaign took a significant step forwards as Don Foster's Private Members Bill for Safe Standing underwent a first reading in the House of Commons. The Act, which would extend to England and Wales, provided that the Secretary of State would in future be given the authority to license standing in grounds hosting matches in the Premier League and the Championship. The bill was due to undergo a second reading on November 25th, but this has now been postponed by Parliament until January of 2012. The second reading will include a vote on the bill, which would either see it progress into the committee stage or be dismissed altogether. Until the legislation is altered, clubs would be wise to treat standing in football stadiums with a common sense approach. A number of these supporters who walked out on Elland Road have vowed never to return. Clubs that insist on strict enforcement of seating policies may find that fans would rather watch from their armchairs than sit in the stands. So that bill's coming up soon. It'll be very interesting to see what happens there. So something topical for an article of interest for a change. So if you've got any questions or queries, or if you've got any suggestions for stuff that we can cover in the daily updates, or any articles that you spotted out there that you want us to feature, get in touch with us. You can get in touch with us through a variety of channels. First of which, you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/ClubEverton. You can follow us on Facebook, which you probably are if you listen to this update anyway, but you can leave us a message on our Facebook wall. You can go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ClubEverton Daily, or you can get in touch with us on our website, clubeverton.co.uk, or by joining Club Everton forum, clubeverton.co.uk/forum. And finally, you can email us podcast@clubeverton.co.uk. Right, well, that's it for today's daily. Thanks for listening, I'll see you tomorrow. Club Everton Dailies are brought to you by Hand Stores, first class away day travel. Visit handstores.co.uk or give Hannah a ring on 077 521 21395. Hand Stores, first class away day travel.